Okay, so you guys are really seeming to enjoy these videos where I read articles detailing what's going on in the Doctor Who world. So, with that said, I thought I'd do another one. This time we're analysing an article from comicbook.com titled Doctor Who, 10th Doctor and 13th Doctor to team up in 2020. Now, right off the bat you might be thinking, in what capacity is this? Is this on TV? I sure hope not. Well, luckily for you, it's in a comic. The article continues, Doctor Who will bring two Doctors together in a new story for 2020. Can't wait. Titan Comics announced at New York Comic Con that Doctor Who, the 13th Doctor Season 2, will see the 13th Doctor, the current Doctor, played by Jodie Whittaker, unfortunately, team up with the 10th Doctor, who was played on television by a fan favourite star David Tennant, to take on the Weeping Angels, the terrifying, time-sucking alien monsters first introduced in the now classic Doctor Who episode, Blink. Honestly overrated in my opinion, but I can see why people enjoy it. Jodie Houser, who wrote the first season of the 30th Doctor comic book series, returns for the second season. This time she's teaming up with Shades of Magic artist Roberta Igrante. Sorry if I got that wrong. Okay, so we can gather from this that there's going to be some kind of crossover event in the comics. Now, you'll have to forgive me as I don't read the 13th Doctor comics. Actually, why am I saying that? None of you read them either. And as such, I don't really know who the writers are or who the characters are. Well, obviously I know who the Doctors are, but I don't really know any of the lore of these comics. So I can't really judge them too heavily, to be honest. But I honestly don't want Jodie Whittaker to team up with any of the Doctors. I knew it was going to happen inevitably at some point, because unfortunately, as I pointed out, she is the current incarnation of the Doctor. But the farther removed Jodie Whittaker is to the previously established canon, the more likely it is that I can forget that she exists as a part of that canon, until like series 12 comes around and they reference a bunch of episodes again, which will make me cry because it just makes me remember how good this show was at one point and it's now not. But yeah, as I said, I don't really want Jodie to team up with that many Doctors because I want her to be as far removed from the other Doctors as possible, so that I might just be able to look the other way when it comes to 13 and see her as the non-canon one, in a similar fashion to the Schalke Doctor, where, yeah, that happened, but no one really talks about it. The new story is described as a reimagining of Blink. Okay, so they're not even original enough to write a new story, they're literally just ripping off Blink. The story sees the Weeping Angels and the Autons, the plastic mannequin-looking artificial life forms that appeared in the first episode of the relaunched television series, Rose, arriving in 1960s London, and it's up to the 10th Doctor and the 13th Doctor to stop the city from being caught up in the conflict between the two alien factions. The first issue debuts in January 2020. Now, here's the thing. If this starred any other Doctor teaming up with 10, it could be a really awesome story and it would probably be something that I'd be thrilled to read. But, unfortunately, it's with the 13th Doctor, who is, in my opinion, the most annoying, redundant, pointless characterization of the Doctor we've ever had, who exists purely to further the ideology of the BBC and the people producing the show. So therefore, no, I'm not excited for this. Although I will say, even though it says it's a reimagining of Blink, which is a little bit lazy, the idea of a war between the Autons and the Weeping Angels as two alien factions, that's pretty cool and has some potential for story, I suppose. I think the Weeping Angels would definitely win that, though. I think that would be a pretty one-sided fight, because whenever the Autons look the other way, the Angels could just zap them away. But, like, I could be wrong. In my opinion, anyway, the Weeping Angels are far more powerful than the Autons are. But anyway, it has been almost a year since the most recent episode of Doctor Who aired. There was nothing new. There's no new season of the long British sci-fi series in 2019. Yeah, don't remind us, it's been a nightmare trying to do content. The show will return in 2020 and filming is underway. Here's something interesting about all these articles that I've been reading. You know how they keep reiterating that it's coming back in 2020, get excited for 2020, da-da-da-da-da. Do you think that's like a mandate for anyone who talks about Doctor Who? Do you think they have to mention that in any capacity when they talk about Doctor Who because they need to promote the series in some capacity? I mean, it's just a thought, but we all know that Doctor Who hype is at an all-time low recently. I mean, just look at the announcement trailers for the videos for Series 11 that have been released. Most of them aren't even getting to 100k. In fact, there's been more hype for the Mission to the Unknown remake that's coming out than there has been for anything Series 12 related. The Jaduna are coming back, whoopee. The Cybermen are coming back, whoopee. No one cares. Whereas that Mission to the Unknown remake has gotten unanimous acclaim from fans. The article continues. We're off again. Showrunner Chris Chibnall said in this new season announcement, well, we never actually stopped. Well, you could have fooled us seeing as you took a year off. As Jodie Whittaker's Doctor and friends have been winning the hearts of families across the nation. You know, I actually had to try and stop myself from laughing there. We've been busy with a whole new set of action-packed adventures for the 13th Doctor. This is quite an old quote, isn't it? We adore making this show and have been blown away by the response from audiences. I bet you were. I bet you thought, yeah, they'll be fine with anything I make. And then you see the negative reaction and you went, oh, maybe I'm not God. So we can't wait to bring more scares, more monsters, and more Bradley Walsh, Randy Gill, and Tosin Cole to BBC One. Brilliant. Oh. The cringe in that statement. Not only does he see his monsters as noteworthy, but the only thing scary about Chibnall's series are Jodie Whittaker. That's the only thing scary about the series. Like, if she came up to me and asked me if I wanted to see the universe, I'd be like, hell no. And I'd start calling the police. You look like you're on drugs. But that aside, that's quite an old quote, I think. And then it continues, we're delighted that the Doctor and Friends will be returning to thrill audiences in 2021. Maybe bore audiences would be a more accurate term, said Charlotte Moore, BBC Director of Content. I know Chris and the whole team are already working on a whole new set of exciting adventures. In the meantime, we've got a very special episode on New Year's Day for everyone to enjoy. Yeah, these quotes were all taken from, like, New Year's Day. Is this just fluff for the article? It looks like it. And then it just concludes with, are you excited to see the 13th Doctor team up with the 10th Doctor? Let us know in the comments. Season 2-1 goes on sale in January 2020. Okay, so it's clear that they're trying to drum up some hype because they've got nothing to show us yet in terms of any Doctor Who stuff. And funnily enough, this article's got 0 comments. I was going to try and read some hilarious comments, but it seems like no one cares. And that's honestly how I feel about this. I'll give it this. The cover of the magazine looks pretty cool, with Jodie and Tennant standing together with Weeping Angels coming out all directions. Although I hope that Jodie's Doctor gets that back in time without her TARDIS, so she's got to live out her remaining days and eventually regenerate, and then the TARDIS reappears. So it's kind of an act of mercy on the TARDIS's part, as it doesn't have to deal with Jodie's Doctor anymore. Oh god, I'm going to get some backlash for that. But one thing I will say is that some of this looks a bit poorly photoshopped. I know this is nitpicking, but you can sort of see that Tennant's feet don't really touch the ground properly. Same goes for Whittaker's feet. Yeah. But the cover, like, the idea of the art looks cool. And the idea of, again, an Auton Weeping Angel war taking place, that's quite a cool idea. And I think I'd be open to that if it was in any other way. I'm not a huge comic fan. I used to collect all the magazines, but ever since, like, Matt Smith left, I haven't really avidly collected magazines for quite some time. But let me know what you guys think, whether you think, well, that looks really cool and I can't wait to get it, or whether you think, it's just a comic book, I'm not really that excited. It seems like they're just trying to drum up some false hype, as every article that discusses Jodie Whittaker's Doctor in some capacity has to mention that it's returning in 2020. It's almost as if, like, they're desperately trying to get people to watch it. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, and subscribe. Let's see if we can go for 40 likes again. You guys have been killing it with the like goals recently, and the views for that matter. So thank you. I'm so glad to be back, honestly. It's so much fun being part of this community again. Well, I never actually left. It's just I'm more part of the community now than I was. But with all that said, thank you for watching, everybody, and I will see you